My name is Greg Moore. I know most of you here, y'all know me. I grew up in Buena Vista. I was sitting back there. First I debated did I want to come to city council or not. And I kept telling myself no, but something kept saying, just kept pushing me to come. Last thing I want to do is to see Buena Vista in any more trouble than what it's in. I know it's got to share the problems, but sometimes people make problems themselves. I'm not one of them that made this problem. AJ resigned from the police force because he had a 7-page document that was, she don't even know I'm here, written by my wife. And we approached AJ because a friend of mine said he was a good person I knew his wife, but not real good, but said that he could give us good advice on what to do with the situation that occurred at the Holiday Inn about a year ago. And so we went to him and spoke to him, and basically he read these 7 pages and just kind of let it lay. We didn't know what to do, so he gave us advice on it. So a couple of days later, when we presented that to him to read, and he wanted to keep it, and he kept it. So a little later, he told us that he couldn't do anything because it was a county issue. It happened in the county. So we approached Mr. Bob Day and Miles Kelly with the same 7 pages. And we asked what our options was. And basically it come down to a point of these 7 pages, what was in there, it would come down, if it was taken to court, it would be he said, she said. My wife didn't want to be drugged through that. We didn't have the money to be drugged through that. So we just let it lay. And it lay for about a year until you, Mr. Clements, from my understanding, had to know what it was. And AJ did not want to give up that information. And upon that, the day after, or the day that he was, I suppose, going to resign anyway, we were called the day after, and he told us what was going to come down and what was going to happen. I don't like standing here doing that. I have a copy of those 7 pages, and anybody's welcome to look at it. As far as I'm concerned, I don't like to get into people's family. Again, this ain't nothing that we started. My wife didn't know Mr. Clements. I'd only met him one time before this to discuss insurance, life insurance. And from that time, the meeting was set, and the 7 pages tells the rest. There's things in that 7 pages that only Mr. Clements and his wife would probably know about. So to sit back there and to debate whether to come up here or not, and I've heard he said nothing happened. If I'm going to sit back there and keep my mouth shut, I'm just as bad as anyone else, knowing the truth and not telling the truth. As far as I know, that's all I've got to say. But I'm matter to me. But I've always been the type to say what's on my mind, and I've said it. Appreciate the opportunity to speak. If anybody needs to see it, you're welcome to it. Nothing. They lay dormant. We never did anything official. We decided to let it lay. She didn't want to go through the embarrassment of it, and nothing come out of it until all this got stirred up, and you just had enough. So there it is. I'm sorry I have to stand up here.
Greg, did AJ tell you that he was resigning because of this?
Yes, sir.
Did he tell you that he was asked to resign because of that?
Yes, sir.
Did he say who told him to resign because of it?
No, sir. No. He kept it short and sweet.
Maybe that question should have been asked.
Maybe.
Because AJ was not asked to resign for any letter at any time.
That was my
By
understanding.
anyone. Now, if you can get AJ to give you a name who asked him to resign because of that letter, then I think you should come back in and talk.
My understanding was the city manager told him he had to resign, or would be his job.
Over that letter.
That's my understanding, yes, sir. I have no reason to stand
There
up.
he is, asking.
No, it wasn't because of that letter.
Okay. I'm telling you what my understanding was. I received a phone call.
That's part of what we were talking about earlier. You need to find those facts before.
I know the facts.
I know you haven't said a word. But I'm talking about all these other people. Now, what you just said is not true about AJ resigning because of that letter.
I'm just telling you what my understanding was.
And
I'm not gonna tell
I'm
you anymore.
telling you that had nothing to do with it.
That I don't know about, sir. I know nothing about that.
And I, for one, didn't even know anything about a letter, about accusations, until the day after AJ's resignation, and it's come over to me. The guy come in the store and asked me about it the next morning, and I didn't know what he was talking about.
Well, in our part,
But I know about AJ, and I know why he turned his resignation.
from our point, it was over with until it was dredged back up. It's been a year, almost a year.
I wonder why it was dragged up a year after that,
I don't know.
just because I.
Somebody wanted to know what
Maybe
the
that's
document
question someone
was.
should be asking.
I don't need to ask anything. Like I
No,
said,
I
it lay
said
dormant.
maybe that's a question someone should be asking.
Maybe so. I just wanted to present. I can't sit back and just keep quiet and walk out like a mouse when I know what the truth is.
No, you don't. You don't know nothing.
Well, I've known you all my life.
Sure.
And I don't think you stand there and tell me something that you didn't think might be true. But you didn't get all the facts from AJ or anybody else. I don't know any facts about anything else, but I do know the facts about AJ, the resignations, and what went on before that.
Yes, sir.
And
I wasn't up
nothing to do
here,
with this letter.
I wasn't up here defending AJ. I'm just telling you what my understanding was and what I know is in these 7 pages. Appreciate your time. I know all you people. I've been here all my life.
I'll also say, Greg, to the best of my knowledge, that letter had absolutely nothing to do with why AJ is no longer the police chief. Those were entirely separate matters.
And I'll say something else. Same thing, those people were asking of this city council to give them information. It's the same thing that AJ was making accusations about asking, that Mike Clemens, our mayor, was asking from him. That was information that AJ couldn't give him, that's information we can't give y'all. But you all are persecuting, these people are persecuting the council for not giving information they had no right to know anyway. We by
I
law
don't
can't
want to
give that
persecute
information.
anyone. I just had to come up and say what I had to say.
I'm not just talking to you.
If I go home and didn't do this, it's one of those things I regret. And again, I know all of them. I went to school, I played horn with you in school. I've been around everywhere, I know every one of you. You know me. All you know me, basically, except for the newcomers that have been here. I'm not standing up here lying about nothing. You don't have to believe me, whatever. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. But I believe in the truth being the truth. And with people on council or whatever, I will say, to what much is given, much is required. And whether it's the police force, or whether it's you guys, or whether it's state or local government, we should all be accountable for what we do. And do we do the right things all the time? No. Should we learn from them? Yes. And I don't want to see Buena Vista go down the tubes. I hate to see what's gone on over the years. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault on council, but I mean, you know, something needs to be done. Thanks.
Thank you, Greg.